Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Hawkins, affectionately known as Dr. Nikki to Pastor Craig Brown, who has been my friend and brother for upwards of 30 years, probably closer to 40 years than 35. Ouch to say that out loud, right? But God has kept us and graced us and has been kind to us. I'm so excited about Pastor Craig's venture and putting his testimony into the written word with his book, Starting Over. And I know that people will be abundantly blessed by reading this. But I want to tell you a little bit about Craig, as I affectionately call him, because he's my brother. And he really is. Like, I tell him all the time, that you are my brother from another mother, my fourth brother, because I have three natural blood brothers. But Craig and I met when we were teenagers growing up in Indiana, pew babies, church kids, whatever you want to call it. And, our friends knew one another's friends and how all of those things just, came about. And I would sing in choirs. He played the drums. He was part of a group, a rap group. I think it was True Soldiers. I think that's right, if my memory does not fail me. And then we had an opportunity to, even I would say solidify our bond as siblings, truly. Siblings and friends when we both matriculated at Ball State University as incoming freshmen in the fall of 1991. And we haven't looked back since, let me tell you. Only to look back and be grateful for how far we've come. Because let me tell you, there's something that I noticed about Craig during our undergraduate years. And that is this drive and ambition that is just ingrained in his own personality and DNA towards accomplishing whatever it is that he sets out to do. And then some. God has graced him to be very successful, not only in his career, but also, I would say, successful in his quest to live into and up to the call that God has placed on his life. And so no better person than to share their story as a tool for a testimony in a book, as Pastor Craig has done with Starting Over, finding that faith to begin again when life punches you in the gut. And let me tell you, life doesn't pull punches. They give punches, as they say, life be lifing out here. And it has definitely done that. And so I am so proud of my brother. So excited for all of you all to experience reading this very practical and applicable book, where you will find lessons for your life, examples in the biblical text, as well as in real life stories and testimonies. And even as Pastor Craig dives into sharing his story and a testimony, it's really a teaching tool. So other pastors can use that as well. Other book clubs, whatever you want to do when you want to share and read something, small groups, it will definitely be beneficial for you as an individual, for your groups, for your journey. And I just no doubt that you will not just enjoy, but grow from it. And let me just tell you, Pastor Craig is a faithful brother to me. In that he would look out for me in ways that my own big brother would, and probably even more so in the years that we have known one another, and the way that God has blessed us to from just these church kids trying to figure out life, trying to do right. You still want to live and have fun, and especially as undergraduate college students, and where we were at our school. And we did a little bit of both, and we are grateful to God that social media was not even a thing when we were in undergrad those years. God, thank you for that. But I said all that to say, even through all of that and figuring out life, the ups and downs, the craziness, and the very serious things that take place when you are an undergrad in higher education, where you're literally trying to put yourself on a path forward towards success, when you are first generation college student and you are doing a lot of things first and there isn't a blueprint for you, you have to create it, or you take from here and you take from there and you are bootstrapping it up. And that's been a story. And that's our story. God has graced us with people that put us, He has put in our lives, and we have received resources, but none of our successes have been handed over to us because of nepotism or, a relationship that we had. We had to work really, really hard for it. And yes, there have been sponsorship opportunities with relationships and mentors along the way that we have been blessed to have and encounter. And so then now we pass it on, and we just love the opportunity to be together as brother and sister and reminisce, but then talk about where we are and where God has brought us in serving in ministry. And I get the opportunity to do that in many different ways, and to see my brother flourishing in his work in that space is a beautiful thing. And so I know that you will have also a beautiful experience when you read Starting Over.